What's good? It's your boy J.Lou back here on Loucid Lounge with another lyric breakdown. The song I'll be breaking down is Therapy Sessions. You know what it is, chorus time.
There comes a time in everyone's life when they have to look themselves in the mirror, you know, and tell the truth.
I'm just giving you the ebbs and flows of my mindset sometimes. So all three of my choruses are different, so I'll break them down individually. The first one is self-realization and just taking a look back and doing some self-reflection. No bullshit, no excuses, just keeping it a buck with yourself. If you can't keep it real with yourself, then who can you keep it real with? Let's just jump into the first verse.
Life will give you winning streaks that'll make you feel like that stadium in Denver, a mile high. Then it'll make you feel like a presidential candidate that took an L by a landslide, dodging potholes like a landmine. Everyone's catching fire, I'm just trying to fan mine. The Prince of Persia ain't the only nigga running through a desert trying to beat the sands of time.
There's ups and downs, smiles and frowns. It's just the ebb and flow of life. As you're going through your ebb and flow of life, you're trying to keep yourself from having pitfalls or getting into unnecessary trouble while you're trying to acquire the success, whatever that is for you. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I look around and I feel like, damn, everybody is getting it except for me. It's not on no hater shit. It's just like, dang, when it's my time. And with that, it just transitioned to the next statement because time don't stop. You gotta keep going, and as it moves and you're not where you wanna be, it can be quite frustrating. Mile High is a stadium in Denver. The Denver Broncos is an NFL team. Presidential candidate losing by a landslide. You don't know what landslide is. It's just basically when you're running up for a race in voting and you get beat real bad. Prince of Persia was a game I played back in the Gap. It's called Prince of Persia Sand of Time. He had this inside demon that was taking over his body, and he had X amount of time to get this shit out of him before it consumed. The perfect reference for what's going on. You're trying to succeed, so you trying to get there before your life cycle ends.
My attitude's a coin toss. 1 minute I can speak finesse like a boss. The next I'm building bridges and tunnels. I.e. meaning I can care less how I come across. Most problems come from too much lint in your denims, or you put your foot in a shoe and couldn't fit them. What's the point of being free if your mind's in a prison? What's the point of having a dream if you can't live it?
Attitude, it can be up and down depending on how you catch me. You can get a very articulate answer where I'm being mindful of what I'm saying to you, or it can be real bad and I can come across crass or mean. This is my opinion. I feel like a lot of the problems that are magnified is because of lack of finance. When you broke and you dealing with bullshit, it just causes an explosion. A lot of times our upbringing and our environment causes us to be in this self-made prison, but it was through experiences. So in order for you to really be free, a lot of that stuff that's in your mind that's holding you back, you gotta let that go. Same thing with the dream. I think it's a pretty cruel joke if you get a vision in your head of what you see your life as and it never comes to fruition. So let's go get that. Yeah! With that being said, that ends the first verse. Jump into the chorus again.
At times I wish the world would just slow down, just enough for me to feel like I caught up, feel me? But you know just as I do, just gotta figure out the pace, your pace, and play the game.
You ever felt like you was running so damn hard that no matter how many steps you took, how fast you were going, you felt like you was one step behind? Yeah! But as you grow and mature, you realize, just like in sports, you play the game at your pace. Don't let life dictate your pace, and you will realize you're moving just as fast as you need to, as long as you giving it 100%. Verse number 2.
They say the game don't change, but the players do. But this game has changed, and the angles too. Gotta change my approach, cause I'm tired of missing the playoffs by the margin of a game or two.
They say history repeats itself basically, but just with different people. I believe that to a point. I also feel like things have changed slightly in all facets, whether it's music with the algorithms or racism in the world. Now, instead of having a KKK, you got cops. Obviously, I'm not talking about all of them, but I'm talking about the ones we know. Just like the playoffs, no matter what sport it is, those those teams that be right on the cusp of making the playoffs, but they need that one victory to get in. They either don't do it or somebody else gets them out the way because they did what they were supposed to do. I'm just at this point where I'm tired of missing the playoffs, or I'm tired of missing my success by this small of a margin. And what I'm referring to in life is people. It's a domino effect. Everybody that you meet has a purpose, and if they don't fulfill their purpose, they set themselves back and they set you back. Because I feel like if everybody does what they supposed to do, we'll propel a lot faster. But every time one cog doesn't do what it's supposed to do, it sets everything back.
It's more to life than comments and double taps, but it's a war if you tell them that. So I watch them bumping their gums, working their thumbs to become internet phenoms, but reality bums.
We live in a digital age or social media age where likes and comments rule the world. My thing is, it's more to life than that. You try to tell people that, specifically younger people, and they look at you crazy. So me using my wisdom, it's like, all right, I'm gonna sit back and watch you twiddle your thumbs on these social media sites, get all these likes and comments or whatever, and you become an internet phenom. But at the end of the day, when you look at your bank account, it's still on zero. You're still living where you're living at, and you're still unhappy, even though you got all this attention. But I'd rather use wisdom and not go to war with words and just watch you learn and grow yourself.
But we all live and we learn, lose and we yearn. But before I return to dust and put in that urn, I wanna know I serve my purpose. Any bad deed that resurfaced, I did it at the time cause I thought it was worth it. It is what it is to the day that it ain't. I do what I do to the day that I can't. When that time comes, I'll leave a fresh canvas for you to have a picture to paint.
We lose sometimes, we win sometimes, but I was just like, hey, before you put me in that urn, people that don't know what that is, you don't get buried, you get cremated and get put in the urn. So I'm just saying, before I get put in the urn, I'll fulfill my purpose. And anything that I did that was a bad deed, at the time, I thought it was worth it. We do that as individuals, but that's all about growth. You get to a point where you live in your life, and it's not that you don't give a fuck, but you just like, hey, it is what it is. I gotta keep pushing. My mentality now is like, it is what it is to the day that it ain't. I'll do what I do, and what I do is music, and in my music I give purpose. So as long as I'm here on earth, I will continue to give out great content through my music, through YouTube, whatever it is that my being is on. I'm gonna give everything I got and make sure that it's helpful to you. I'll do it till the day I die. And when I do pass on to the next world, I hope that I did enough to give you a blueprint or a fresh start to where you can do the same thing for somebody else. That concludes the second verse. Gonna jump into this last chorus.
I just hope I was able to take as much as I gave, cause I feel like I gave a lot, you know? With that said, I'm hoping that I did so I can leave enough behind for the next man up.
As of right now, it's like, I hope that I get as much as I gave, because I feel like I've given a lot at this point. And the crazy thing is, everything that I receive, I want to give it back, and so I can set up the next person for their journey. So with that said, that concludes therapy sessions breakdown. If you guys have any questions about anything in this song, any verse, any bar that I didn't break down and you wanted to know more about it, or you just had a comment, feel free to drop them down. This song also can be listened to on all digital platforms, and if you want to purchase the song, you definitely can do that by going to my website, jloumusic.com. Hope you guys enjoyed this segment of Loucid Lounge with your boy J.Lou. And until the next song and lyrical breakdown, I'll see y'all later, man.
Cut the music. Life will give you winning streaks that'll make you feel like that stadium in Denver, a mile high. Then it'll make you feel like a presidential candidate that took an L by a landslide.